Queensland's climate is only going to become more challenging.
It just came. It was just out of nowhere.
It was very scary because it was our first cyclone.
It would be lack of judgment to think that the next one is not going to be stronger.
We simply can't continue on a cycle of cleaning up after a weather event. We actually have to start focusing on how we can make our homes and our communities more resilient to weather events before they happen.
Suncorp's One House project brought ideas from industry experts into one resilient design, which was scientifically tested to stand up to bushfire, flood and storm.
Resilience Road is about taking what we learnt from One House and applying it to real homes and real families on a real street.
If we all work together and we all make those little improvements, then it makes it better for everybody.
This is the story of Resilience Road. Of all the parts of Queensland, Rockhampton is typical of how our climate is changing.
We know that Rocky now is a place that, unfortunately, the extreme weather is going to keep coming.
And like most towns in Queensland, there aren't too many locals who haven't experienced extreme weather. And the residents of this street are no exception.
Having grown up in Rockhampton and not actually physically gone through a cyclone that had hit Rockhampton, I was sceptical that it was actually going to hit.
It doesn't rain all the time, but when it does, it buckets down.
Queensland in general, we're probably the most prone state that's impacted by natural disasters.
So we're seeing an increase in heat waves. We're seeing an increase in severe thunderstorms, large hailstorm.
The best way to describe what happened to our roof was it just peeled back like a sardine can.
All the windows were just crashing and banging. The hail was coming down.
I was a bit concerned because a lot of windows, a lot of glass. I knew the house was strong, but a lot of glass.
When you sort of think that, oh, this house has been here for the last 60 years, she'll keep going for another 60 years. But I don't think it's as simple as that.
We definitely have that she'll be right
attitude
at times.
Yeah.
We're never going to get rid of severe storms. We're never going to get rid of natural disasters. But we know if we're aware of the risk and we know how to manage the risk, we actually learn to live with the risk.
It's our job to help people understand and educate them about what they can do to their homes so that they can avoid some of the disruption.
We build up their resilience in order to move on. But often we don't think about the actual building and how we can build its resilience to better prepare it should and when that disaster happens again.
We were able to inspect each house and work out how we could do modifications to make it more resilient and safer for those families.
Here we are at number 2. We are making this roof carport more resilient for the storms. We've gone to a thicker material and cyclonic screw assemblies were installed on the roof, so storm resilient. And then around this side, this is where we changed the aircon units from the external wall.
By moving those in under the house in a storm, they shouldn't get damaged.
Yeah. So at number 4 here, we've installed the water tank. So if you lose the town water, you've got a reserve to use it for yourself. We've also put the fire coupling on here, so if the fireys, if they run out of water, they can connect up to that, and they've got 5,000 litres of storage of water. Here we are at number 6. So this is an older built Queenslander.
Probably one of the big things we had done was the gutter guards, and I think that's made a real big difference because when those drains are blocked, the water actually does come into the house.
And we've done a little bit of tree chopping just to reduce impact on the house. Generally, you should always be maintaining your home. You know, like we said, you're servicing your car, you should service your house.
These things are really doable. In actual fact, they're affordable as well, which was the most important thing to be able to educate the families on.
So here at number 10, we've done the Crimsafe install, which will help for fire, impact, theft.
Basically anything that hits them, like flying debris, and that will just bounce off.
We've done a storm enclosure for any outdoor furniture. We've also done a big louvered awning screen at the back of the property. Any debris flying, branches, will be able to protect your windows throughout a cyclone or even, a storm cell that comes through.
Just witnessing everything that's gone on this week, hopefully, like in a severe weather event, our street or our area won't be as damaged.
We really have that sense of street community. Having seen what's been done to other homes, we'd like to think, their house is better for, that upgrade that they've had.
If all the houses on the street are resilient, it affects everyone because if something blows from one house to the other, we all get affected.
More resilient houses in a row makes for a more resilient community.
You want to protect the things that you love, so adding protection to the home is always a good thing.
My recommendation would be for people to embrace the idea, have the builders come through, do that assessment.
So the great thing about Resilience Road, we've incorporated all the elements for all the properties, flood, fire, impact.
It just gives you a sense of security. It's almost like, yep, we're in the right place, you know?
I think it's a fantastic initiative that Suncorp have entered into with Resilience Road and with One House, and it's a shift. It's a shift in thinking.
It's about protecting our way of life and improving the way of life, not just in Queensland, but for all Australians.
So join us as we work together to make every street, neighbourhood and community as strong as Resilience Road. Find out what you can do to your home. Search Suncorp Resilience Road.